options, you have to pick the best option. 3 of them will be always, it's this fallacy or this fallacy or this fallacy, but also there's always the possibility of no fallacy. So does everybody understand that? So you have to pick between those kinds of choices. Now, 6.1 is a little bit different than the format of the test, because one of the fallacies we had was a fallacious appeal to emotions. And so here, we're just going to read some of these passages and identify whether it's a fallacious appeal to emotion or it's okay, and if it's a fallacious appeal to emotion, which kind of emotion they're playing on. Does everybody understand? Okay. Number 1, this is on page 385. Why look anything but your best? Hoity-toity haute couture jeans. Buy hoity-toity haute couture jeans. Never mind the price, you're worth it. Only limited sizes are available. What emotion are we appealing to here?
Pride.
What?
Pride.
Pride or vanity? Yeah, pride or vanity. I think that's exactly right. 2, yes, it certainly seems as if my client is guilty, but incarceration would only punish his family. He's the breadwinner and his wife is very ill with 3 children to attend to. Pity is exactly right. There's an appeal to pity there. 3, come on down, folks. We have an inflatable jump for the kids and a pony ride. We are making deals as fast as the hot dogs are coming off the grill. Come get you a Hyperspace zero-turn lawnmower from the good guys at Go Chase Lawn and Farm Implements. It's party time. So this one is just an appeal to hype. They haven't given you any good reasons for why you should buy their lawnmowers or whatnot. It's just, oh wow, we have all this going on, right? Come down here and buy a lawnmower. Okay, well that doesn't follow. And let me say one thing. So in most other books, they have a fallacy that they call bandwagon, okay? And the idea behind the name is this: way back before the internet and telephones and TVs and all this kind of stuff, if you were campaigning, what you would do is you pull a wagon through the town with a band and have them playing, upbeat music and stuff, and people would gather around, then you could do your stump speech and blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, that was a big deal to have a live band, right? And so it would get people very excited, and so they would just tend to jump on the bandwagon, as it were, and do whatever the person wanted to say, okay? So that's a separate fallacy in many other books, but it is simply an appeal to the emotion of hype, as it were, and so I've just folded it into this one. Does everybody understand that? Also, because in many textbooks, the fallacy bandwagon is folded into or equivalent with another fallacy that we call appeal to the people, which is you should do it because what? Everyone's doing it. Does everybody understand that? So some books mesh those together. I'd rather keep them separate, and so instead of having a single fallacy bandwagon, we just put it in with fallacies that appeal to emotions. Okay. 4, either you sleep with me and I'll keep it a secret, or you don't, but in that case I'll tell your spouse that we did it anyway. The choice is yours. Fear. Right. The governor has argued that the tax increases are required to keep the state afloat financially. Screw the governor's plan. I'm sick and tired of paying taxes. In fact, just the thought of taxes makes me mad. Let's do something about it. Let's tell the governor what we think of his proposal by burning down the governor's mansion. I'll get the matches. Anger, yep. 6, who doesn't love pandas? Pandas are so cute, so huggable, so comical. Contribute today to the Pandas Protection Party.
Love.
Yes. Everyone should vote for Jonathan in the singing competition. He's from our hometown, you know, and we could say that we knew him when he was just starting out.
Pride.
Yeah, appeal to pride. Like, I'm from the same place as he is. It's just like, you know, when the local football team is winning, everybody's happy and walking around and prideful, not because of anything they've done, but they're by association. Okay. 8, Dina, you should really take the compatibility test. Your brother desperately needs a kidney transplant, and there's a strong chance that you would qualify as a donor. You could, bless you, you could save his life. What do you guys say?
Pity.
Is it pity or is it no fallacy?
Yes, might be a good argument.
Yeah, I think that this one is a no fallacy. It evokes emotions of pity, but that's not how they're trying to convince you, right? They're trying to say, hey, you can do some good here, blah, 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 blah. So I would say that that one is no fallacy, because remember, in the examples when we're going over the chapter, some appeals to emotion can be relevant, right? Okay, so enough of that. Let's go to 6.2, because the format here is now much more like what the actual test would be like, okay? So here, I give you a passage and you tell me whether it's one of these fallacies or no fallacy. And the fallacies that we're considering now are ad hominem abusive. That's when you're just attacking the person's character rather than their argument. Ad hominem circumstantial, that's where you're accusing the person of having an ulterior motive instead of their argument. Ad hominem tu quoque, that's where you're accusing them of being a hypocrite rather than attacking their argument. And then, of course, two wrongs make a right. That's when you're justifying some wrong that you're doing by pointing out that someone else has done something wrong, okay? Number 1, I don't want to hear any more of that animal rights rhetoric from you veggie, vegan, whatever it is you are. I saw you last week at Big Bob's Beef Bonanza eating a burger.
Abusive?
No, we can do better than abusive.
What does that mean?
Tu quoque means you too, which means that you're a hypocrite. And we have him being a hypocrite here, right? He's supposed to be a vegan, but there he is having a burger, okay? 2, sure, Senator Smugworth wants to extend the tax break, but I ain't acting on anything he says. It has just come to light that he fathered a child with his children's nanny while he was still married. They're just attacking his character here. So this is ad hominem abusive, okay? Stop complaining about my texting during the movie. You did the same damn thing last week. Ad hominem tu quoque, so you're a hypocrite. Okay, sure I stole and pawned her iPod. She never paid me for her half of the pizza we ordered last Friday night.
4.
Which is 2 wrongs, okay? 6, or 5. So you're going to kick me out of the university for not properly acknowledging a source. Are you going to tell me that in your entire college career, you never used another person's idea without citation? I doubt it. Tu quoque, because they're accusing them of being what? A hypocrite, okay. 6, Richard argues for creationism to be removed from the science curriculum. Why? Because he is an atheist. They simply want to separate our children from the truth.
Might be the first one.
I think maybe circumstantial. Maybe.
Well, let me see. Richard argues for creationism. Why? Because he's an atheist. So, atheist is supposed to be a pejorative term, so ad hominem abusive would be appropriate. But now I can also see ad hominem circumstantial because he's an atheist, he has an ulterior motive, right? So either one of those might be good, or would be good, okay? Richard argues that creationism isn't a science, so it ought not be taught in our schools as an alternative explanation for the origins of life.
No fallacy.
Correct. Okay, that is correct, no fallacy. President Obama says that we must raise taxes on the rich to lower the deficit and avert a major depression, but politicians, especially black politicians, aren't to be trusted. So to hell with the president says about taxes. I'm against it. He's a Muslim after all. What? Ad hominem abusive. It doesn't get more abusive than that. I just have to laugh. The dormitory's resident advisor just gave a lecture concerning the dangers of alcohol. I happen to know that dude is a raging alcoholic. Dangers of alcohol, my butt.
3.
Which is what?
Tu quoque?
Tu quoque, that's you two, that's hypocrite. Yes, hypocrite. Number 9 was ad hominem tu quoque. Of course, crazy Uncle Ted is for year-round hunting to keep animal populations in check. Uncle Ted is a hunting guide. What do you expect him to say?